Hello and welcome to another Just Flying episode, where today we're starting from Wigram. And there's a rather special destination today because I was looking for a place to go to in this video and I totally can't remember what this one is. It's XNZCV, that's Charlie Victor. I was just about to say Charlie Velter then for some reason. Velter, that isn't even a word. God knows where that came from. Yeah, that X-Ray November Zulu Charlie Victor. Yeah, so I know where it is on the map, but I'll just have to give myself a surprise at some point, and hopefully I'll start recognising it as we get closer. Although, you know, keeping with the Voyage of Discovery, I've purposely not clicked on the map to show the name, as I'm guessing that might help remind me, so I'm just staying with only knowing the ICAO code for now, and knowing it in two separate languages by the look of it. As this isn't real and we are now in a simulated fantasy world, maybe we should have a fantasy phonetic language to go with it. Xenon numerical zoologist circumcised vegetables. Yeah, and we'll just taxi up to the end of the runway here at numerical zoologist waterproof grandmother. Yeah, that will do. Welcome aboard our flight for a trip from waterproof grandmother to circumcised vegetables. Yeah, I'll work out the rest of the alphabet and submit that proposal to the CAA, although I fear they will probably tell me to a fluctuation off. Maybe it is best to stick with the original alphabet after all, isn't it? Try and get vaguely lined up with the runway. It's that big long thing over there, Daz. They even put a white line down the middle of it to help you. A bit better. Again. Up and away, and probably the most acceptable tail dragger out of the tail draggers I've got to fly. Does look lovely here in the cockpit too. If they had ever made a tricycle variant which you could get for X-Plane, I'd be in that a lot. A hell of a lot. Well, the talking of flying things, by the way, I did mention in other videos about the default MD-80 and giving that a bit more of a test drive. Didn't film any of this, but I did have a few flights in it. Watched some YouTube tutorials to get a slightly better understanding of things. Yeah, it was okay. Nothing bad to say, but just wasn't really doing it for me in terms of the real enjoyment factor. So no, I'm not really going to be pursuing that one much further. Especially now I've recently found that Boeing 720, which does feel better, having more fun with that. So, I don't know what it is, but there's some aircraft where you land and think, yeah, I enjoyed that flight, and others where you think, well, I've arrived, wonder what's on TV later. That is the case with me anyway. Yeah, some things just feel right, others less so. Seems like quite a nice airport down there, doesn't it? Yeah, I wonder what that one is. And I wonder if it may even be released for X-Plane a bit later this week. Yeah, congratulations to viewers of this video. You have just had the very first preview of NZCH. where I believe the technical term is that it has moved into beta testing phase, otherwise known as I'm now checking shit to make sure I didn't screw anything up. Yeah, slightly busier couple of days, and a preview video still to make as well, so yeah, Wednesday, Thursday maybe. You should be able to get your hands on a copy by then. Although where we are headed, we can have a quick North Christchurch airfield tour as well. There are 3 of them not far off the flight path. Yes, next up, not too far ahead, is XNZSW Swannanoa. Try and keep out the cloud or we won't see anything, will we? Yeah, a little history with this one is Vincent did his thing of knocking on people's doors to ask if he can take photos, and got to meet the guy who owns the little airfield and also lives on that plot of land too. And he was very happy about us making an airport scenery, as he's a retired airline pilot who had actually just got into X-Plane himself. Between him and Vincent, I'd got access to lots of pictures and information. End result is something that's yeah, pretty true to life. Custom buildings and all sorts going on here. Came out quite well. And that little square of green just ahead, yeah, that's the place. Yeah, it's quite nice, and yeah, Vincent's door knocking skills certainly paid off here. Not sure how he words things when he does that, because the reality is that the conversation should be, "Hi, I'm here because I want to take some photos for a weird guy in England who wants to make a model of this airfield so we can fly pretend planes here in a flight simulator." Yeah, can't help thinking we might not do quite as well if our roles were reversed and I was the one knocking on doors. Yeah, fortunately it's not the other way round, and yeah, we have done enough things now where he's got a reasonable idea of the kind of pictures and info of what's useful and, you know, what's more useful than others from a scenery making point of view. So yeah, definitely a good team. As whilst I may get the plaudits as my name is on the scenery when it's uploaded, he's certainly played a very big role in some of these places. But yeah, next one, XNZ FS Fernside. You've got a little runway, see it just down there off to some private houses. Vincent did give that one a go as well, but they are a little too private and he didn't get much joy there. Never mind. So that was not a great scenery, but I don't care, as we have a nice custom one in Swannanoa just to the south of there, and a lovely full custom one just to the north as well, namely NZRT Rangiora. At Rangiora, Vincent did get on the airfield, spoke to people at the local aero club there who were very helpful, so yeah, ended up with lots of great photos from 3 or 4 different visits he made there actually. Yeah, we've ended up with a pretty true to life and very nice airfield indeed, though I do like that one. Certainly make plenty of use of it during my pleasure flights when I'm in this part of NZ. Yeah, so, you know, a good double act occasionally, and if any of you over there ever get to meet Vincent, you should definitely shake his hand and buy him a jar of pickled onions. Don't know if he likes pickled onions. You know, it is just a thought of of some kind of gift. Maybe something else. Bunch of flowers might be weird, so maybe not that. Cup of coffee, maybe. Or perhaps get something prepared and express your thanks through the medium of interpretive dance. Yeah, I'm sure he'd appreciate that. Again, so not much to see for a while, just open space and nothing really to look at in the countryside. So, as I've said before, I don't like videos that go on for ages, but fortunately I think this model of the DC3 was the one fitted with the highly experimental time distortion equipment. And apparently there's a space-time warping button just down by the side of the seat here. If I reach down and press that, I am never pressing that again. Right, well, our mystery airfield, it's in this valley, which I'm still not recognising, to be honest. Guessing it's not going to be anything that big or impressive anyway, as I have totally forgotten which airfield is located here. Well, I certainly wouldn't be able to write down all the ICAO codes for every airport in New Zealand, but yeah, when I read them it does jog my memory with a lot of places, and having made a lot of those places probably helps as well. Seeing the code written on a map, I know the rough location, and yeah, it quite often reminds me that, oh yeah, that's Molesworth or whatever it is. I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I am most disappointed with these circular fields, like the big one down there that's split into sections. If I was a farmer here, I just couldn't resist trying to grow different coloured crops to look like a dartboard. Yeah, it's definitely just no creativity here at all, is there? It's getting close, and that light brown thing running sideways to us could well be a run. Oh, got it! Got it! Culverton, or something like that, I think it's called. And if I am correct, then yes, it's a fairly dull and uninspiring airfield. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yes, little farm and some buildings down the left-hand end. And then that's about it, really. Yeah, this was something I did a few years ago, and I've never touched it since then. Yeah, what I've learned about scenery making since that time, I suppose I could make it a little bit better now, but it would only be a little bit, as there's not much here to work with. Yeah, after we've landed, I think this is going back on my ignore list, and I'll probably not come back here again for a few more years until I forget about it once more. Let's go and have a landing then. See how we do with that. Yeah, a bit more seat of the pants flying and see if we can get in. It's never quite as straightforward with the tail dragger. With this one, ground looping doesn't really seem to be a problem. I don't recall ever having a ground loop in this. Maybe I have. Can't think of one at the moment. The other issue I have sometimes is being a little bit overzealous with the brakes, and then the tail flies up into the air and I slam the nose into the ground. We have a reasonable length of runway here, don't we? So yeah, if I'm not too aggressive with the brakes, we've still got plenty of room to stop. Let's see. And yeah, that's going okay. Tail coming down, can't see where we're going. God, I hate tail draggers. The hell's that cloud? Adjust the seating position so you can see again. And, yeah, it is the same one I was thinking of. Okay, replay button. It seemed quite a reasonable landing, or felt like one anyway. Yeah, touchdown pretty smooth. Tail's not coming up, no danger of throwing the front of it into the ground. I'll say that's possibly one of the best landings I've ever made in this thing. Yeah, happy with that. So, there we go then. Our little visit to the mystery airfield of Culverton. Yeah, job done. So, okay, see you again soon. Bye.